Hello, good evening. How y'all doing out there? Um, what's up, Instagram? Hey, Facebook, um, YouTube, and Twitch, maybe. How y'all doing out there this evening on a Saturday night? Me, I'm doing okay. I can't complain about it. So, anyway, there's some stuff going to be going. There's some stuff is going down this this week from starting from tomorrow all the way to Friday with being that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris is about to be sworn in this coming Wednesday. So the reason I'm saying some stuff going down because right wingers are promoting violence. You know what I mean? Not just the party. It's the whole. I'm talking about the whole spectrum of right wingers is going to be promoting violence. You know what I mean? Because they mad. The reason why they promote violence because they mad. They are mad that their boy Trump lost. You know what? You know what I mean? So what I'm about to say when any of us go out, if any of us go out, we have to be careful. You know what I mean? I mean, very careful. I mean, we still have to wear our mask in public. We still have to social distance from one another. But it's been what I'm saying is be more aware that a right winger can come up to you with a gun and pop you. You know what I mean? So if I was any of y'all, I would stay my ass at home if shit goes down like this. I'm talking about I'm saying it's gonna go down all 50 states. I'm not jinxing it, but it's true. So I'm gonna play you a clip. I'm gonna play a clip from Ring of Fire so Farron Cousins he'll explain it better than me. You know what I mean? So please bear with me. He'll give you the real deal of what's going on.
According to a shocking new report this week, a Republican Attorney General's Association actually made robocalls encouraging Republicans to show up on the Capitol on January 6th. So yes, an official arm of Republicans here in the United States, an official arm of the Republican Attorney General's Association, called Republicans to go to the Capitol. Here is what the robocall said. At 1 p.m., we will march to the Capitol building and call on Congress to stop the steal. We're hoping patriots like you will join us to continue to fight to protect the integrity of our election. That is from the actual robocall sent out by an official Republican organization. Folks, the rot is all the way at the top. It ain't just Trump. It's not just Cruz and Hawley and Gates and Jordan. It's the whole damn party. I don't care if you've condemned this. I don't care if you said this isn't my Republican party. Nope, it's the whole party. If you're a Republican, you're a part of this now. That's the way this goes. This is your party stands for. This is what your party believes. And this is what your party, we now know, encouraged. There is no separation anymore. There's not good Republicans and bad Republicans. There's one group, and they're all a part of this. I don't care. I'm sure some people are thinking, well, no, you can't lump them all like bull. I can, I will, I did, I have. And I'm not going to make any apologies for that. This party is completely rotten. This Republican Party in the United States is unsalvageable. It needs to be gone. I don't know what that means for the future of American politics. We need more than just two parties. We need multiple parties. We need a plethora of parties. We need to abolish the Electoral College, but by God, there is rot in the American political system, and most of it is coming from the GOP side. Everything has to be redone. Everything has to be remade because what we have now is unsustainable. If something is not done, it is going to get worse. We've seen that. Just like with Trump, nothing was done. Things got worse. We have to, as a country, if we want to continue to exist, we cannot live with this system in place that we have now. Because part of the system is okay with insurrection. I don't know about you, but to me, kind of a good sign that things aren't working properly and that something dramatic has to change. You cannot have one party that's, oh yeah, we don't know we don't know where we stand, and another party that says, let's overthrow the whole damn government. No, that's not a functioning country at all. Something has to be done. But one thing is for certain, the rot in the Republican Party goes through the entire thing. It didn't start with Trump, and it sure as hell isn't going to end when he's out of office.
Now you see that? Instagram, you hear that? It is true for what he's saying. I'm not saying he's lying. It is true. So that's why I say we have to be aware. From the title I put tonight, President-elect Biden, I beg you, please. As a matter of fact, I should not be begging you. I'm telling you. I am telling you to stop working with Republicans. Because the more you work with Republicans, you're going to make your own party lose. You know, you're going to make your own Democrat Party lose. Even that you said I am the Democrat Party. You know? So you think Republicans are good? No, they're not good. Farron just mentioned it. You know? He just mentioned it. He found out. He did his own research, you know? I guess all of us have to do our own research. You know what I mean? Not just me, not just Farron, all of us. To see how grimy, violent, and evil all the Republican Party are. And the Democrats are kind of stupid to welcome them in. You know what I mean? They not bright when they welcome him in with open arms. You know what I mean? So, by God, come on, Mr. Biden. When you get sworn in on Wednesday, please kick these Trump-type Republicans out. I mean, I'm not just talking to you, Mr. Biden. I'm also talking to Miss Pelosi. I'm talking to Mr. Hoyer, and I'm talking to Mr. Clyburn, Mr. AKA the Black Jim Crow. That's who I call Jim Clyburn, the Black Jim Crow. If you don't like me hearing you calling you the Black Jim Crow, Mr. Clyburn, screw you. Because you are part of this. You are matter of fact, you are the problem, Mr. Clyburn. So do you, Mr. Hoyer and Miss Pelosi, Mr. Schumer, Mr. Durbin. You guys are part of the problem. You guys are the problem by welcoming white Republicans with open arms. You know what I mean? So please, Mr. Biden, get your shit together. Because I know it wasn't Kamala Harris who did it, who told him to do this. It wasn't her. So I'm not blaming her 100%. I'm not blaming her 100% on this. Okay, I'm gonna play one more clip of what Farron Cousins said about Joe Biden. Always working with the Republicans, but this time he need to stop working with Republicans. You know what I mean? As far as I'm concerned, he's a right winger. He's not a left winger. He's a right winger. So bear with me and listen.
Joe Biden still believes that he is going to be able to work alongside Republicans once he gets to Washington, D.C. That thought needs to leave his head immediately. I don't know who's advising him. I don't know whose advice he is taking on this. You know, is it Kamala telling him this? Because I don't think it would be. I mean, she is a tough individual. She understands who she can and cannot work with, you know, in terms of their personality. I think she's the one telling him this. So there has to be some kind of staffer, I'm assuming a chief of staff, even a family member, whispering in Biden's ear, like, hey, let's be nice to everybody. You saw how gross it was. Be nice. Cannot work with these Republicans. And I'm not saying that as oh, you can't work with them, please don't. No. I'm telling you, they will work with you. We have seen just the last 7 days. I mean, let alone the last 12 years, but let's just go back 7 friggin' days, man. You have seen what these Republicans do. Rather than owning up to the fact that they were supporting a fascist who did fascist things, they tried to blame it on the left instead. After seeing the consequences of their actions, they still went into that joint session of Congress and said, I'm going to vote to object to these, even though you have no evidence of voter fraud. I'm still going to claim there's there, and then there's that. You still have that one member of Congress, Boebert, who was tweeting out Nancy Pelosi's location during the siege of the Capitol. And you mean to tell me you think you're going to work with these individuals? You think you're still going to be able to get something going with them? No. I don't even care at this point if they are willing to sit down and work with you. This is all you should have for them. Just that big old right there for them. Because that's what they deserve. They deserve to be shut out of the conversations. They deserve to be shut out of the decision-making processes, and they deserve to actually be kicked out of the House and the Senate, not coddled by a president who says we have to have unity. There is not going to be unity with these people, Joe. They're already, well, before Parler was taken down, they were over there talking about we need to go murder Biden supporters and their children. They don't want us to work with them either. They don't want to work with us. And I know those are the extreme ones, sure. But as long as those members in Congress support these individuals, egg on these individuals, and encourage them, then no. They don't get a seat at the table. They don't get to be a part of any of these processes. They're done. They have abdicated their responsibilities. They have abdicated their oath of office. Do not work with them. I am telling you this as a progressive, as somebody who's much further left than Joe Biden could ever hope to be. If you work with them, you will get humiliated, and you will. There's plenty of us over here on the left willing to work with you on issues, willing to help you, willing to advise if we needed to. But we keep getting shut out and keep being told we got to reach across the aisle. No. You got to mend the fences on your own side before you should even give a damn what a Republican in Congress thinks.
Now you guys heard that? Joe Biden, listen to me. What he's saying is we, as a far lefters, is trying to push you into the same direction as we are. So that is my reasoning for me to hold his ass accountable after 100 days. You know what I mean? Because he loves listening to Wall Street rather than listening to us, we the people, who put him in office, who voted for him. You know what I mean? So, I mean, Mr. Biden, you like to see us change? We, the people who put you in office, rather see you change. So, I mean, I don't know about y'all, but I change when you change for you to stop working with Republicans who don't care about you, who rather use you than work with you. You know what I mean? Because if, I don't know about y'all, but if I see that shit happening in my own eyes, you will definitely be held accountable by me, Mr. Biden. So it's not just, my message is not just my message, here's my message, not just to you, to all the Democrats, all the corporate Democrats, AKA the obstructionist Democrats. And I said it before, and I ain't gonna say it a million times. Don't screw with me. AKA, don't F with me. Do not use me after I vote it for you, Mr. Biden. I mean, it's my way of saying you are not my first choice. Senator Bernard Sanders is my first choice. Was/is my first choice. Bernard Sanders. So, Mr. Biden, you're not my first choice. I did that just to save democracy. You know what I mean? So every time you work with Republicans, you don't like to say democracy. You don't even believe democracy yourself. And what the freak is this on the stuff I'm hearing that you're going to give every American $1,400 instead of 2 G's? I mean, what type of shit is that for you to back up on your promises after what you said last week in Georgia, after you said almost 2 weeks ago in Georgia, when you was in Georgia campaigning for Reverend Raphael Warnock and Jon Ossoff? And speaking of Jon Ossoff, you Democrats better stop lying and say he's the first Jewish politician. Jon Ossoff is not the first Jewish. Bernie Sanders was the first Jew who got into politics back in the early 80s, 40 years ago, which is 1981. But Senator Bernie Sanders was a mayor back then. But before he became a mayor, he was an activist. He was an activist just like I am. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna leave it right there, guys. If I don't hear from y'all have a blessed night. All right? Remember, when you go out, please be careful, because these right-wingers can be everywhere. the whole country. Wherever y'all at, wherever y'all located at, wherever y'all staying at or whatever, just be careful. Because y'all heard those two clips that I played. So remember what I said. I'm not going to keep repeating myself like a parrot. You know what I mean? So, I mean, from what Joe Biden did to back up off his promise was irrelevant. I mean, how you going to go from giving us the second stimulus at 2 G's from 2 G's to 1,400? You know what I mean? How are you going to, one more time, how are you going to reduce, how are you going to reduce from 2 G's to 1,400, Mr. Biden? Huh? I mean, I already gave y'all examples for the 3 separate bills or 3 separate legislations that what he should do after he gets sworn in. You know what I mean? But here it is. For any of you did not receive the $600 stimulus yet, I hope you put the 600 and the 1,400 together to give them 2 G's each for those who did not receive the first one. You know what I mean? But if Mr. Biden wants to give people $1,400, all they have to do is put in a second. That's option B. Whoever did already got their stimulus at 600 should be eligible for 1,400 to make it 2,000. But the ones who, like I said before, for the ones who did not receive the 600 yet, all they have to do is put 1,400 and 600 together and make it 2,000 one time. That's it. You know what I mean? And option B, give the working people who haven't had a job in a while 2 G's a month until they get back on their feet. You know what I mean? That's 1, 2, chop, chop, chop. 1, 2, 3. 3 separate legislations or 3 separate executive orders. You feel me? I mean, so anyway, I'm gonna sign off. All right. If I don't hear from y'all have a good night. Okay. Blessings.